Evening, YouTube. Barney Black here. I've got MS, yada yada yada. And this is a week in the life. So from last Sunday, I think, up until this Sunday, it's Sunday night already. Rob and Leanne came up, so I was able to hook up with them and the kids, which was fantastic. I was able to get a few runs in. I've signed up for my first marathon of 2020, so 1 down, 49 to go. And at the back end of this video, I am going to share some of my running tips for beginners. I've been running on and off for 20 odd years and I still regard myself as a beginner. So I thought I'd share with you just a few tips which you might find handy if you are beginning running or thinking about starting. Enjoy, cheers! Here's me and my brother Lister.
Hello!
First run, we've just worked it out. I think we're going back as far as 2014, do you
think it was, mate, yeah. 5
so
years.
when I say running, Rob tends to lead the pace and I just catch up in the back end. But he's an ultra runner. He's a Lakeland finisher, a Lakeland 100 finisher.
Get in there.
What motivates you?
Just the enjoyment of being out there. The challenge.
And what couldn't you enjoy about? We're up here in the Perthshire Highlands, which you can't see much from there, but we're up here for the holidays. So we're off for a wee run before it gets dark. I want to just put some context into Rob's pace. You can see here he can do marathons at 5:21 pace, which is phenomenal. I'm still averaging 9 minutes a mile at top speed. So Rob, respect. Okay, it's a bit dark. I'll tell you what, we'll go that way.
Which way are we going?
Yeah, there's a light there.
There we are.
Right, so 6 miles with Mr. Lister. So he pulled me through 56 minutes. So that's probably a PB this year for me.
He's a beast.
He's obviously just tolerating my pace. Thank you, Mr. Lister.
No problem. Great to catch up, mate. Great to see you.
So it's pitch
Enjoyed.
black. Look at the night. Hang on, can I do that? There you are. It's absolutely. Where's the stars? Because the sun's gone.
There's a few stars.
So time for a tea and a biscuit, and I'll leave these lovely people to the rest of the holiday.
Nice one.
Sunday afternoon run, just a short one. Going to go home and watch the New York Marathon. Big shout to Seth Demure, who's out there today. His second marathon in about 4 weeks. He did Amsterdam, 2 hours 24, and he's doing New York for his mum. So I'll get this one done. Oh, hi folks. Alright. So I'm looking to get 4 or 5 done today, and then that'll be it for the weekend.
Thank you for watching, and if you've got this far, there's not much longer, just a few more minutes. I said I was going to give you my top tips for beginners from a runner's point of view. I've been running easily 20 odd years, I guess serious-ish, but I still regard myself as a beginner. And next year I plan to embark on probably the biggest challenge I've ever done and ever likely to set up on. So 50 marathons, because I'm turning 50. And what have I learned over the years as a runner? Well, here's some basic things which you may have already thought about if you're about to take up the pursuit of being a runner, or you're just thinking about how can you improve things yourself if you've already started. So first thing is, get a decent pair of trainers. If you don't want to have blackened toenails or hellish blisters or just really bad feet, go to a proper running shop and get your feet measured. If you can go somewhere that's got a running machine that can measure your running gait and everything else, you're going to get the best possible fit for your running style. Definitely made a difference to me. My first pair of trainers, I rocked up to the sports shop back in the day. You have to remember, I'm going back some time. It was JD Sports. Saw a pair of Nike. I thought, I'll have them. Within 6 weeks, my feet were in bits. And then I went to Run For It in Edinburgh, which I still talk about as one of the best experiences I've ever had. And that's going back near 20 years. So get a proper pair of training shoes, running shoes, particularly if you're going to be on roads all the time or a mixture. There's loads of options. Before you go, my friend Rob Lister would always say, make sure you drop the kids off at the pool, which I'm sure you can imagine what that's all about. Get a routine, definitely get yourself into a habit. You don't want to get caught short. If you're out in the great outdoors, yeah, you can probably find a tree or a bush, but the discomfort it puts you in and the cramps that it can give you, and just, let's not go into the detail. The reality is, just make sure that before you head off that you have done all the necessaries in the loo. This is something I've just recently heard, but it's so true, and I can't remember where I heard it from, so apologies for stealing this. Dress for the second mile, especially this time of year when it's dark, it's cold, it's wet. You tend to layer up thinking, it's going to be cold out there, so I need to wrap up. Halfway through your first mile, you're going to begin to feel that internal heat building up. So yeah, by all means, have enough layers to keep yourself warm when you need it, but also be aware that you're going to want to take some of those layers off. So if you're carrying a rucksack, or just persevere for the first half a mile until you get yourself warmed up. You won't necessarily need 3-4 layers of clothing or 2 or 3 layers. I personally have quite a high internal heat, which I think is something to do with MS more than anything else, and I break into a sweat pretty quick. but dress for the second mile. You'll probably find out that you'll appreciate it. Hydrate. So before, during and after, make sure that you've got water or whatever your choice of fluids are. But keep yourself hydrated. There's no point in having a drouthy thirst. You want to avoid being thirsty by keeping yourself regularly hydrated. I found on long runs, having a regular routine every 5k, for example, on a marathon, and if you're on organised marathon events, they tend to be about every 5 or 6k that they've got filling stations, water stations. And if you're going out on your long runs on a training weekend, for example, you definitely want to be able to just keep topping yourself up. I find every 5k is a good enough place to do that. Sometimes running can be a bit of a challenge. It can be really difficult to motivate yourself. One of the things which I found does make a difference is varying your running routes. Now, I'm really fortunate where I live in the village of Abernethy, but also around Perth and Perthshire. There are loads and loads of different routes, literally a step out the door. If you haven't got that great variation of runs, just go slightly further, or just go in a different direction and do an anti-clockwise loop instead of the clockwise loop. But varying your routes can definitely keep you distracted in a way that you wouldn't normally if it was just the same old. And then you may well find out there's other different places you can go just by going off in a direction that you're not normally familiar with. So definitely vary your routes. This is something which I don't do nearly often enough, but I would highly recommend have a running buddy, whether it's through a club, whether it's through someone that you meet through work, a neighbour, a social group that you've got nearby. I use the excuse that my work doesn't allow me to make that kind of commitment, but that's actually just an excuse. I could plan these things whether I was working away or working at home. So have a running buddy. Not only is it good to have them for company throughout your runs, but it makes you stick to your commitment, especially if you're going to have an early morning run or a late evening run. Knowing that there's somebody relying on you turning up just gives you a little bit more motivation to be there and to be in the right headspace. That's what's that, 5 or 6 things. I hope they're of some sort of use. They've certainly helped me out over the years. There's loads more out there about what to do when you're running, and the better you get from people that are far more advanced than I. But if you're taking up running, good luck, enjoy it, and remember, you can go further. It's only one more step. And the last thing for me is I have signed up for the Strathearn Marathon, which is in June next year. So 1 down, 49 to go. So thank you for watching. Have a great week. Be cool.